Welcome to our mysterious and humorous new series, where we follow Gingy and dive into this thrilling mind-bender. The scene shifts to Lucy playing in her room, when she hears some odd noises and rushes to check the hallway. To her surprise, she finds Oliver's toy pot sitting at the stair corner, and intriguingly, there's a "Do Not Enter" sign on Oliver's door. It seems like that sign was just put up. Meanwhile, Gingy is taking a taxi back home. After explaining her whereabouts to her husband Dashin, Gingy rushes upstairs to find her daughter, hearing her voice. It seems Lucy is chatting with her dolls, and when her mother asks, she confidently lies. Gingy puts the toys away and gets ready to leave, but suddenly, the box behind her mysteriously tips over. The blocks and the ground spell out Oliver's name, which Gingy finds hilariously coincidental. Slightly startled, she thinks to herself that the stronger shouldn't be afraid, and hurries away from the second floor. When Gingy heads to the living room, she sees the toy pot intended for her son sitting on the piano, and she can hardly believe her eyes. She quickly asks Lucy where the toy came from, but her daughter continues to play the piano joyfully. Gingy, burning with anger, interrupts her, but in the very next moment, she's left standing there dumbfounded. What a truly amusing twist. She takes her son's toy to the kitchen, looking at the freshly cleaned pot with mixed feelings. Gingy is torn between happiness and sadness as night falls. After bidding goodnight to her daughter, she heads to her son's room with the toy pot. After placing the toy down, as she's about to leave, a book falls out. See, it's Oliver's favorite storybook. Suddenly, the chair and lamp seem to start moving, and Gingy figures out that this clearly means her son wants a bedtime story. Alright, let's open this storybook and jump straight to the most exciting part. Down below, a glowing little girl stands, as if she's about to step out from the shadows. She looks almost able to walk, yet weaker than little Aya. She resembles a little wolf, almost like a character from a story. After finishing the story, Gingy finds her husband, eager to share her experiences. Although Dashin is unsure of what exactly happened, he feels that Gingy seems much happier since returning home. The marital bond seems to be rekindled, but Dashin is unaware of the lurking crisis behind the scenes. Later that night, Gingy wakes from a dream to find her son's toy tiger on the bed, staring right at her. She sits up to search for her son's figure and is instantly alarmed. Luckily, it was just a nightmare. Dashin asks what happened, and Gingy awkwardly shakes her head. The next morning, while the nanny prepares breakfast, she accidentally discovers the plants in the flower pot have surprisingly wilted. Subtitles: Ending has also arrived, hoping that the nanny can go with him to check the situation. They reach the yard, horrified to see that not only the plants have wilted, but even the fish seem to have mysteriously perished. That evening, as Gingy bathed her daughter, she accidentally spotted a big bite on her shoulder. Subtitles: Lucy says it was Oliver who did the biting, leaving Gingy utterly shocked. After bathing, Gingy musters the courage to enter Oliver's room, hoping he won't harm his sister. But Oliver seems unfazed, forcefully pushing a chair towards Gingy, demanding a bedtime story. Just then, the lights in the room flicker off, the door mysteriously locks, and the storybook flips back to an earlier page. With no other choice, Gingy sits down to retell the story to Oliver, creating a hilariously tense atmosphere. Woken up by piano sounds in the middle of the night, Gingy tiptoes out to check, only to find the toy tiger tossed on the floor. As she prepares to head back, she notices a girl in the yard and immediately confronts it. Subtitles: She threatens to call the police if it doesn't go away, but the other party remains completely unmoved and instead points behind her. Gingy turns slowly, only to see the underworld gatekeeper, Medusa. She nearly falls over in fright. She's here to take Oliver's soul, and panicking, Gingy rushes to close the door. The nanny also senses something is amiss and rushes over to ask. She accuses Gingy of breaking a promise, and Gingy looks utterly baffled. I don't comprehend. Monkeys believe in the purity of souls, she says. This cannot happen to Oliver again. He's back. She emphasizes that the balance of life and death has been disrupted, and the gatekeeper is taking him back to the world of the dead. The nanny states that the only thing to do is burn all items related to Oliver, then pray that his soul can return to the underworld. The nanny admits she bears some responsibility for bringing up the temple matter. However, just as Gingy is about to breathe a sigh of relief, she notices her daughter weeping with her back turned. Subtitles: Mom, have you woken up? Lucy inquired, causing Gingy to be so frightened that she immediately sat down on the ground in shock.